Hey everybody, Darren Slaughter, darrenslaughter.com. A couple weeks ago, I did a post regarding content, and the question was, which is better, duplicate content or bad content? And um, somebody commented on that post, Brian Sharwood, who runs Homestars up in Canada, but it's a U.S. based, it's a Canadian based, but they operate both in Canada and the U.S. And I guess the best kind of definition of what Homestars is, and I'm sure Brian will check in and clarify it for me. It's kind of like a Yelp meets Home Advisor, which gets kind of crunched into like a Yellow Pages directory where homeowners and contractors both can submit online to either find a contractor or get found, and then there's a review component to it, and that's kind of the part of the conversation that I want to have. And Brian kind of chimed in his comment, and I'll link to it down below, that contractors will come and take a review that someone puts on his site about their company and take it and put it on their website, and obviously it gets tagged as duplicate content. But here's the thing, and we're going to come at this from two different ways. So I'm sure I'm going to disagree with Brian, and he's going to disagree with me on this particular matter. As far as I'm concerned, listen, I'm the company, so I get the review. So it's a chicken and the egg thing, right? If the company didn't exist and I didn't do the work, the review wouldn't wind up on a review site to begin with. So I should be able, listen, first, shame on me for not having that review first and having it on my own website, and then recommending to Mrs. Jones that she goes to Homestars or Home Advisor or Yelp or Angie's List or wherever she's going to go and promote that same review. That should be contained on my site. That's my place on the web that I want to help use to sell to other Mrs. Joneses out there. So that content should be mine first. But Brian raises a great point. He says, listen, that's my content. And when contractors do that, they're taking it. And while I don't disagree with what he's saying, I have a hard time putting my arms around who actually should be able to use it. And now, I say that, I'm sure there's something in the TOS that Brian has on Homestars that says you can't take this material. But my point to taking it really just comes down to, if you're the company that did the work, don't you get to participate in that interaction? And maybe it's just me being greedy or not greedy, but again, I have a different philosophy in that all that material should be on your own website first. Before it's anywhere else on the web, it should be on your website first. Brian will say, hey, listen, that's my content. Mrs. Jones came to my site and she left it there. Yes, it is for you, but she did it on my site, and he's absolutely right. So my question to you guys is this. If you're out there and you're actively soliciting reviews, and we should call them reviews because when people do searches, they search Bob Giacomoni painting reviews, not necessarily testimonials. So you want to use reviews. But they're out there and they're searching, and they're leaving these testimonials for you. Are you getting them when you're picking up the final check? Are you asking them to go online somewhere and do it? But how are you going about getting testimonials and reviews? And then after you get it, what are you doing with it? Are you putting it in a folder? Are you getting it on your website? Are you putting it up on Google Plus or somewhere else yourself? So I'm sure there's going to be some back and forth with me and Brian on this, and I look forward to it. Maybe you have an opinion on it as well. But if somebody writes a review about me, it's my review. And I don't necessarily get to go in and steal it off of another site, but I did the work. So I should get the benefit of that review first. What do you think? Leave a note in the comments down below. Thanks. Bye.